What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and I'm back with another video. It is June. It is also Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I hope you guys, enjoy this year's finals. I just hope to see a competitive game. But it is June, and I also want to make this month to be a goal where I'm going to give you guys a lot more college highlights, talk about a lot more NBA draftees, and, just talk about guys that's going in the first round. So today I want to talk about Dereck Lively. This is a guy that is projected to be a first-round draft pick, and I'm seeing Dallas as a team that can land him in this year's draft. And I think it would make perfect sense. When you look at Dallas, when you look at the center position with Dwight Powell and Christian Woods, these are two talented players, but I don't see them being true number one centers for the future for this Mavs team. So I think the Mavs could use, Dereck Lively as a player that can be a rim protector. Because when you look at Luka and Kyrie, they're not the best defenders. And at least, if Kyrie, decides to come back to, Dallas, I think defense will be, that's a huge, component to, this team either winning or losing. But I think if Lively was to come to this team, I think, whichever player, blow bys Kyrie or Luka or anyone else, I think, Lively is going to be there to, clean the glass, be able to contest shots, and him being listed at 7'1". I mean, let's start off with that. So, Dereck Lively, he's listed at 7'1" with a 7'7" wingspan. I mean, that's, he kind of reminds me of JaVale McGee. I know JaVale McGee, he's, a lot of people look at him as a goofy player and stuff, but, all jokes aside, I look at Lively as a guy that can, when you look at him at Duke, he was, more of a one-dimensional kind of center. He didn't do much. That's why he only averaged 5.2 points. Let me just get into his average real quick. But yeah, at Duke, he played 27 out of 34 games. He averaged 5.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2.4 blocks, and a span of 20.6 minutes per game. He shot 65% from the floor, 72.1% on twos, 15.4% on threes, and he shot 60% from the free throw line. And again, so when you look at his points average, he did average 5 points, but I feel like when he played at Duke, I feel like Duke made him just, one-dimensional, a guy that's going to, crash the boards, be a rim protector. And that was pretty much what his role was all of last year with Duke. But him coming into the league, I see that he's expanded his game. I seen at the NBA Combine in Chicago, I seen this guy knock down 14 straight three-pointers. I didn't even know he had that in his arsenal. But I would love to see, Lively progress and evolve his game, into being more of, a guy that can do more than just be, a rim protector. And I heard his recent interview at the Combine, and he spoke a lot about that. He talked about how he wanted to be able to space the floor, being able to, work within the pick and roll. And I think, Lively will be perfect with this offense with Luka, because I can just see, Luka doing a lot of pick and roll with Lively. And like I mentioned, with Lively being 7'1", with a 7'7" wingspan, I mean, you can throw the ball high as you can, and this guy's going to go get it and get the lobs, and he's just going to throw it down on any lobs, no matter how high you throw it. He's going to go up there and catch it. And, his athleticism is off the roof. And I think that's going to be his biggest strength heading into the NBA is, just working within that pick and roll offense. And also just setting up his teammates with screens. I think he can definitely be a guy that can just create space with just setting screens and allowing, whatever team he goes to, but just allowing that point guard to be able to, work within the pick and roll and just make that point guard job a lot more easier. And if you ask me, like, what is a weakness for Lively, I would say is him being able to, get himself in position to not get in foul trouble. I know early in his career at Duke, he got into a lot of foul trouble. And I know at the NBA level where it's fast paced, you understanding the game, I definitely think one thing he has to, progress and pick up on is just knowing the skill level at the NBA, knowing, not to, go up for so many head fakes, draw so many fouls, just being able to put himself into position to rebound, and just to, defend shots. I think that's something that he can improve on. But I mean, outside of that, I think that's for every player, but outside of that, I just think he also needs to develop a post move, just because You don't want the ball in his hands with 5 seconds left. I definitely think that Lively has to develop some kind of dream shake or a hook shot, something back to the basket. Just because if he's on the island and the shot clock is going down. He could always make the right pass, but it would be really good for him to at least, work on his fundamentals as being, a guy that can work inside the paint. Even though I see he's trying to expand his game, being a mid-range shooter and also being a three-point shooter. But I think Lively would be a tremendous pickup for Dallas because Dallas is really missing a true center. And I'll even go with saying even the Warriors. I think the Warriors will be another good team for Lively to play in. I think he fits that system as well. But I am seeing reports that Dallas could possibly go with Lively for their 10th pick, and I don't think it will be a bad move. I think this will be a really good move for Dallas, and I think it'll bring a little more confidence in bringing Kyrie back. As far as one thing that we can say about the Mavericks and how this team fell apart was defense was one key part of why they weren't winning a lot of games. When you see Luka getting he's getting defenders are pretty much blown by him. Same thing with Kyrie. When you got a 7-foot guy that can contest those shots and pick up the slack on defense, I think he could make this Mavericks team a stronger core. And I think this team can, compete in the playoffs next year because, Dallas is looking like, they fell out of the playoffs, but they got to get back to being, that Dallas team that competes in, in the playoffs and, what we've just been seeing for the past couple of years. But with that being said, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. But with Lively, guys, I think he will be a really good fit for Dallas because of, his pick and roll, style of play. I think can really fit this Mavs team. The way he can shot block and play defense, run in transition, and him mentioning how he wants to become more of a 3-point shooter. I think is going to space the floor and create a lot of offense for other players. And this guy is going to be a tremendous talent. And you guys are going to hear his name at draft night. And again, any team that gets him is going to get a very special player. So with that being said, guys, be sure to subscribe. I know this video might have been short, but I don't want to keep it too lengthy. But I'm going to keep this going for you guys. I'm going to talk a lot of draftees, post more college highlights for you guys. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I got you guys covered. And I got some content on the way for you guys. So until next time, have a good day. Watch the NBA Finals. I'm rooting for the Heat, but I think Denver is going to win it. So that's pretty much my prediction. So until next time, guys, have a good one. Peace.